Hi, it's Candy. Welcome to the Art of Planning, and today we're going to do some art of journaling. I told you that I would be doing a video on the last half of my journal. This is the first journal that I have actually made, and I'm so excited, and I can see why people really get jazzed about doing journals. They are so much fun, and I'm learning. I am so learning. This is my first one. So last time I showed you the first half. This time I'm going to show you the second half. So here's where we ended up in the middle of the journal, where I had done the double pocket and I had tied it together. I've done this kind of binding, so now I'm going to show you the last half of it. I did a lot of kind of mimicking. I tried to put some things on the last half that were kind of the same as the first half. So you'll see that as we go along, okay? So in the middle here, these are the pockets that I did. You'll see as we go along that I kind of did some stamping at the top of the pages. And I have this stamp in my stamp collection, and it says, I just got it recently, but I love it. It says, one day someone is going to hug you so tight that all of your broken pieces fit back together. I just think that is so sweet. We'll see if I can say this without getting very emotional, but my mom and dad, and this is a journal in kind of remembrance of them, and I'm actually going to do 3 signatures and bind them together. So just as this is just the first one. The last several years of their life were very tough. They were very ill, and we went to doctor appointments, and they were in terrible pain. It was hard. And, it's hard for them. And I know they had lots and lots of questions about that because they were good Christian people. So when I just kind of did this in honor of them, because when they got to heaven, they got that hug that God and Jesus just gave them that hug, that all their questions were answered, and all those pieces that hurt and were in physical pain, those got hugged together, and they didn't feel any more pain, and they didn't have any more questions. And that was in honor of both of them, and that's what I thought of about them. And you know what? I know some of us here have some questions, and some days we feel broken, and we just need somebody to give us that hug here on earth. And Mom and Dad got that hug in heaven, so that's kind of in remembrance of them. I love to use this little eyelash trim and this little ribbon at the top of the tag, so that's what that is about. Okay, page here to either do some writing, or I may end up putting another pocket on it. I'm not sure. I've joined a Facebook page that has some incredibly talented women on it that know what they're doing in journals, and I am learning so much. So I may go back and do some revising on this also. Here is a little pocket. It says praise on it, which I stamped. And then here is another tag: kind heart, fierce mind, brave spirit. Everything in here reminds me of and is dedicated to Mom and Dad. You have seen this kind of a little letter in the first part. It's an envelope, folds open. There can be lots of writing done on that, and lots of writing done on this page. When you flip it open, there can be lots of writing on this too. So lots of writing, or lots of pictures, or I have lots of pictures that I plan to make copies of and use in here. So that's kind of what my thinking is. Here is a page out of a composition book, and this is a smaller one, and that's also been tea-dyed, and it was tea-dyed in my mother's baking pan, which was her mother's baking pan, that had a real fun texture on the bottom. So love all of those. This is a pocket that I made. I think I showed you this the very first time we went through this journal, but this is my dad, the farmer. He always ran numbers on things, And I found I found this note in one of his atlases, and I thought, that's going in that journal. So I don't know what he was figuring this time. I'm sure it was bushels per something. So, help pour out the rain, Buddy Jewel. I tell you what, my dad, dryland farmer, they were so faithful. Mom and Dad were so faithful in so many things. He had crops sometimes when nobody else would, and I think that was because he would tithe, and they were just wonderful people. Wonderful people. Okay, here's some fringe on here, and I am going to do something special on here. Mom had some really fun jewelry. Mom had some really wonderful jewelry, but she had some fun jewelry too. And I'm going to use some little beads and things in different places in this also. I'm just going to be working on this a lot. So this is evolving even now. This little piece, little fold out piece, you can write on front and back. Gives you some writing. Here's a couple of tags stuck in here. And then it just says memories. And you can stick it over here and you turn the page, and you can also write, make a different pocket, do some pictures. And I'm probably going to add a lot of pictures. Here's a doily. This was the doily that you saw in the first part of it, right there. And I told you, if you watched that, Mom and I had a retail shop. And this doily came from the retail shop. Okay, this page over here, that is a double pocket in the corner. So in there is a really cute bag. And then also there is a tag in there. That's all put together. And then there is another little tag, little bookmark. You can write notes on the back of it. You can use it to tag different places in the journal if you are working on something. If I'm working on something and don't want to have to flip through, I could just mark a page, whatever. Again, I'm going to add some paper clips and some other things so I can mark myself a note when I'm working in a specific place. Also, let's turn this page, and we have another page to write on, to put some pictures in, whatever. I like the way it's getting chunky, and I've got so much still to do with it. Okay, here is a pocket that I also put. This one says blessed. Just made that into a pocket. If you remember, over here I did one similar. Okay, well, I may not find, okay, there. That one says grace. Now, in the pockets, this is why I may have to add some pockets. I'd mentioned to you, I think on the first tape, how Mom had left kind of a little collection of handkerchiefs. That was a time when they used hankies, not puffs. Now we use puffs, but Mom used handkerchiefs. So she has several. I want to put several in here. There are some other things. Now, they may not all get in this particular signature. I may spread them out. Here's another little tag that I collaged. The other things that I need pockets for, Mother crocheted these really neat crosses. Hope you can see that. They are so sweet. They're kind of out of a golden ivory crochet thread. So I want to put some of those in the journals, because if I don't put them in the journals, they end up in a baggie in a bottom drawer someplace. I want to be able to look at them, and I want my grandsons to look at them. I have one in particular that loves these kind of things. And you know what? The others, if they don't love them, they will appreciate them. They'll get to go through the journals, and they'll get to see some things that Mimi Carol did. Here's the other things I mentioned, some other things. We found a collection of letters that Mom wrote to Dad and that Dad wrote to Mom when my dad was away at college. And these are so special. Look, I don't know if you can see. Let me see. September 10th, 1952. See if I can snake my arm in here somewhere. September 16th, 1952. September 6th, 1952. Look at the stamps, 3 cents. Oh my gosh. Now, so my sister and I split up these letters with the point being, I think for both of us, I'll never look at these letters. I feel like they're private. They're not, I don't even want to go through them. However, I do want to keep them. So what I'm going to do, I think, is make a copy of the front part of the letter, and I may some way, not sure what I will do with that, but I do want these in the journal also. I don't want the letters in them, but I just think it's so neat to have these. So some way I want the envelopes in them. So some way I'll put that. And hey, if you have any idea of a good way to include them, just put it in the comments, because I'm certainly and surely open to a way to include these as an important part without the letter. So I just feel like the letters are way too personal. I will not read those, but I would love to include it. Okay. And then I also mentioned to you, oh my goodness, I have tons and tons and tons of Dad's ties. Some way I want to use some of the fabric of Dad's ties in one of the journals, one of the signatures. Okay. Flip over here. We got a bottom pocket right here. It's got some trim on it. You can write on this whole page, and then I've also got some tags tucked in here. I wanted a few more tags also, so I'll get those put in there. I think we're getting to the end of it, so I'm just going to show you. Flip this page, a doily. This is another smaller piece of paper. It's small composition. This is a tag that will open up. It's been put on this. It's been glued down to this page, but you've got all of this writing room that you can do. Flip it up and flip it down. And then these are the other a couple of the other things I know I want to include. This says our road trip. Oh my goodness, we traveled. We traveled a lot. Of course, I didn't appreciate it at the time. We were camping before camping was cool by any means. And you know what? Looking back on it now, I actually loved it. I didn't appreciate it then, but I love it now. Here is another tag. It says my story. I'll use that someplace. This says best moment. I'll find someplace to use that too. I'm not sure where I'm going to tuck it, but the way I've done it, you can write on the front. I'm going to, I'll put a piece of paper on the back because I want to write on the back. So that's not completely done. I can put a picture on the back. So I'm still working on it so much. Here's another hymnal. I made a copy of the hymn. It says there's power in the blood. Pretty musical family, all of us. And then here's another tag I'll be working on. So I am so far from being finished, but I did want to show you where I am right now. So I think I could do these journals. I love them. Here's another piece of paper. Another page that you could write on completely or add to. Here are these pockets. Here there are little pieces of paper in each one of these pockets. And then we're going to flip it over. And I put angel wings right here. I don't even know if you can see that because it's a gold metallic and it's a little hard to see. But on this side there are those golden angel wings, and on this side it says, "When we all get to heaven," a song that we sing so much in the Methodist Church. I love the way that turned out. And the back part, I still am not sure what I want to do there, but that is basically where I am right now with this journal. And I'm telling you guys, if you haven't tried a journal, you just might love it. I don't know, but I found out that I love it. Oh, here's something else I was going to put in here too. This is a bunny. This is a napkin. I was doing some napkin collaging, and I love this little guy. And I might even show you how I do that, because I found out that I have to do it differently than all of the tutorials that I watched. So, and there's a funny story about the rabbits. Of course, when you grow up on the farm, there are lots of rabbits. So that's something else that's going in there. So I just kind of wanted to show you where I am on all of this. I hope you love it. I hope you enjoyed it, at least. Remember, I will take ideas and comments, most certainly, on how to integrate the envelopes in here. And I've got some other things to get going also, and I do know that I have told you what the next video will be, and I've got that coming up. I had this week interrupted with a really monster migraine, so my whole week didn't go exactly like I wanted to, but hey, we're up and moving again, and I wanted to be this video the next one to put out because I had promised you that. So again, comments, I love them. You can certainly guide me in a direction with those letters, and thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate your time. I tell you that all the time, and I mean it absolutely sincerely, so sincerely. So hope you enjoyed this. You know all the Facebook things that are important to do, and you know I appreciate you. I hope you know I appreciate you. So I will see you soon. I'll see you the next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.